Welcome. This is Donna Carol. I am a channel from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight to channel Archangel Michael and the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother of all, basically that is the Prime Creator. The first soul that was in existence from who we all come from, okay? So I've never channeled her before, and so I'm excited about this. And I'm hoping that you enjoy the channeling. I know Archangel Michael is going to talk about the matrix that exists in this dimension, in the third dimension. He's going to go into some details about the reality in which we're living and how we can transcend that reality, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to call in my guides, and we may or may not have time for questions at the end, depending on how long the channeling is, okay? So if you would, I ask everyone just to relax and take a couple of deep breaths and bring energy into their heart chakra. So go ahead and breathe in. Okay, and then I'd like you to breathe out. And breathing very deeply, breathing very strongly, helps your body become more receptive to energy, as well as the words that are going to be channeled. So go ahead and breathe in very, very deeply. And then breathe out deeply. Okay, and we'll do this one more time. As you breathe in, I want you to breathe in love or divine energy. As you breathe out, I would ask that you breathe out all of your stress, any type of anxiety that you have. So breathing in love and breathing out stress and all that doesn't serve you. And now I am going to call in my spirit guides and the angel that I'm channeling tonight, Archangel Michael. So go ahead and relax. At this time, I call in my highest and best, most loving channeling guides. I call in the archangels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Ariel, who are associated with the four directions, which is very apropos since we are in New Mexico. I also call in 100,000 warrior protection angels. I ask them to come into the space, cleansing it, removing anything that would interfere with the channeling tonight, removing all negative entities, energies, and thought forms. If anything's released by anyone tonight, I ask that the angels take it directly to source. Amen. Okay. I call in Jesus Christ, and I ask him to overlight and oversee this channeling, making sure that my words are clear, accurate, loving, and helpful. Okay? And so at this time, I ask Archangel Michael to come in. I ask you to take over my voice and bring a message to everybody here and everybody that will see this video later that is in their best interest. Amen. Good evening. I am here, and this is Archangel Michael. I know you are all familiar with me, and you all have an image or perhaps a stereotype of me that helps you in your reality. Some of you do not work with me directly, but you understand who I am. I want to tell you initially that you may call me in at any time to work with you directly. It is my honor and duty to do so. And so I just want to let you know that I am available to you, as well as all of the other archangels and angels. We are here to help you, to serve you, and to bring you good tidings. And it is our great desire to do so. As you know, I am an angel that delivers protection. Protection from all that ails you, all that harms you, or all that surrounds you that is not for your highest good. In this reality, many people undergo trauma. They suffer physically, mentally, emotionally. And there are great trials and tribulations when you come to Gaia or Earth in the human form. You all understand this, but yet you have made your way through this reality and held your head up high underneath crushing pressure sometimes, and have worked your way into bringing in a higher level of consciousness and light. And we, in the angelic realm, applaud you for this, as it is no easy task. We come tonight with a message of high hope and high joy. And I feel that you will be very gladdened after your experience here tonight. You will have more positive thoughts about the future and your life and your soul mission upon this beautiful planet. First, let us discuss some history. As you know, we are all undergoing the Ascension process, meaning that you are traveling from the densest form of reality, hard physical matter, so it seems, in the third dimension to the higher dimensions, ultimately the fifth and beyond, and you are experiencing this change in your physical body. You are ascending into your light body as we speak. This is a divine plan. This has been in the works for many, many eons of time. And now you are reaching the point where it is going to become a reality, a manifestation of physical matter into light. You may not be aware, or you may be aware, but there is a grid upon your planet called the Christ Consciousness Grid. This grid has been put in place, started by the pharaoh Amenhotep or Akhenaten in ancient Egypt. He was the first pharaoh of Egypt and was divinely guided and inspired to bring this grid to earth. His presence here in ancient Egypt made that possible. Why would there be a need for a grid upon your planet? The grid serves as a template, as a highway or a matrix, if you will, that human beings can tap into or align with in their ascension process. Light workers work on this grid, they purify it, they connect the dots, but ultimately the grid has been divinely inspired, divinely drawn, and divinely executed. There was a need to put this grid on your planet because hundreds of thousands of years ago, another grid was placed on your planet by other entities who had more nefarious agendas in mind. The human race, as it stands today, Cro-Magnon man, or you could say humans at this point in time, were a genetic experiment of extraterrestrial origin. There were human beings on your planet before in different forms, but the modern example of a human was a genetic experiment. So beings from another planet, spliced and diced, existing life forms on your planet with their own DNA to create the human. You may have heard of these beings. They are known as the Anunnaki, and they come from a planet far out of your mindset, possibly in the far reaches of your solar system. This planet and the adjoining sun and the other planets in this mini solar system, which is the binary twin of Earth, circles your sun and comes around periodically. And in those days, many, many hundreds of thousands of years ago, according to Zecharia Sitchin, these ETs came to your planet in search of gold. They needed gold to rescue the atmosphere of their own planet as they had destroyed it. So these beings came to Earth and settled. They are known for their settlement in Sumeria, and in more recent times, they are known for the tablets that they wrote in Sumeria, which talked about their home planet, their agenda, and their purpose on Earth. When they came to this reality, they were worshipped as gods. They were larger in stature than the humans they created and the ones that existed beforehand, which were of a lower mental capacity. They were worshipped, and they were here to control what was the prior existence. They set themselves up as masters of your earth, of your universe, and of your mind. Because as they genetically manipulated the human form, they also created a grid around your planet that kept humans and other forms of life here quarantined in the third dimension. What does that mean? It means that people did not have access to their higher multidimensional self, and as they were genetically manipulated, they lost touch with who they really were, and their soul became fragmented. And this was a great burden and very difficult for the entities to undergo as they shut down, almost as if the light went off in their mind, in their soul, in their heart. And this was done so the Anunnaki could use mankind as their servants, as their slaves, manipulating them, directing them, but not always to their detriment. No one is completely bad or possibly completely good. because everybody is influenced by their environment. We have to work our way up to that divine essence from whence we came. Long story short, the grid that the Anunnaki placed on the earth is directly correlated to your chakra system, to the systems within your body. They were geneticists, master engineers, master builders, and possibly not existing with an open heart, but had very much a strong realization of how humans operated biogenetically, biologically. So the human form was tied into this control grid, and this is how you were shut down. They were, in a way, pushing buttons. The Anunnaki left their descendants, if you will, upon Earth to rule this planet behind the scenes. These beings, the Anunnaki, ultimately bred with their creations. And so there are forms upon your planet that are very, very reptilian in nature, which the Anunnaki come from a reptilian type of brain, a reptilian type of system. Although often they looked human, sometimes they did not. One thing you must remember is that sometimes what you see on a person in an environment sometimes is a hologram or an illusion. It is not what is the reality or what really exists. It is sometimes a painting or an image. So the Anunnaki could mask themselves as being tall, godlike humans, although maybe behind the scene it was something quite different. Long story short, the humans that were genetically spliced and diced, because you were, shut down and became locked into the third dimension for many, many, many long years. The beings that incarnated on your planet to show a higher form of life and a higher way of existence were divinely sent. Many beings from the angelic realm, from the realms of light, came down and took on bodies that were very, very dense. And those light beings could not express their light or move around too much in these dense bodies. And they entered the reincarnational cycle upon your planet that came in with the Anunnaki. So the dense form of life would pass or move into the next dimension, the astral plane. And at that point, they would reincarnate here again. An endless cycle of karma. Because everything that you do, everything that you say, every thought that you have is recorded. You are never alone, never. And this is recorded in the Akashic records in the earth and the Akashic records in your galaxy and universe. So many people have been locked into reincarnational cycles upon this planet. The divine guides that came here and took on these dense bodies did so with one mission, one thought. That was to liberate the human being from this existence of pain and suffering. So Akhenaten, the first pharaoh of Egypt, was a highly divinely inspired guide, as well as the masters and saints that have come to your planet. They are not human, but taking on the human form. In this way, your consciousness was expanded, and it's not just your consciousness, but there has been an evolution or a mutation in the human form so that it can hold more light, so that it can connect with the soul fragments of itself and its multidimensional higher self, which exists in many realities, many dimensions, but ultimately you come from Source. Since harmonic convergence in 1987, there has been a direct and unrelenting purpose, execution of work to dismantle this grid that has kept you quarantined and locked in the third dimension. Not only do guides from above send images, they send thought forms, they send power, they send light to dismantle or push holes into this grid. They send it from the galaxy, from the universe. But it was essential that there be receptors upon this planet to receive the light that's coming from the outer reaches of your galaxy and beyond. What does that mean? It means that there is an army, a legion of beings from the higher dimensions up to the angelic realm incarnated on your planet currently just to receive the transmission from above. So as they send the signal down into your planet, it is received by the light worker, and then the grid starts to dismantle. As your consciousness expands, as you go out and into the light, it is erasing, dismantling this grid. As you move beyond the third dimensional Anukian grid, eventually you will connect with the Christ consciousness grid, which is crystalline in nature. You have crystals in your body. They receive signals from other dimensions. Those crystals, your crystalline nature is fine-tuned. It is impressed, so to speak, with divine calling or codes, and then your crystalline nature goes outward and it connects with the Christ consciousness grid. The Christ consciousness grid is the grid of the new earth that so many people have been talking about for so long. And many people are wondering, where is this new earth? I do not see it here. But we can assure you that it is coming, because for thousands of years, we are working with one purpose and one goal on this planet, which is to liberate humankind from their quarantine. When humankind is liberated, the rest of the planet will follow suit and be liberated as well. So we come today, as I am not alone, but I am here with my brethren. You are my brethren. We come today to give you messages of high hope and love. And we also come today to bring you an exercise of light to further dismantle this third dimensional grid and help you connect more concretely, more intimately, if you will, with the next grid. You might be wondering, why do we even need grids? What is the purpose? What is the point? There is always a template. In any design, you start with a blueprint, is it not so? You do not build a house that is complicated in nature from mud without a blueprint. There is a design, there is an organization. And so this is what the crystalline grid, the grid on your earth, is for, so that you can be directed, you can connect, and you will not be detained or thrown off course. There's an old saying that, you know, when one is enlightened or going through the enlightenment process, that you can become very, very lost. There's many intoxicating perfumes out in the galaxy, many intoxicating scenes. And when you get to the higher dimensions, you can become lost because you are so enraptured with a certain situation, but it is not your end destination. And that is why we have guides, why you have guides, why you are given information, so that you can stay on track. We will say that you have a golden opportunity in this lifetime. This is your most important lifetime, because you can go from the density of the third to the light of the fifth and beyond in one incarnation, which has only been available before to saints, masters, yogis, not to everybody to experience in one fell swoop at the same time for masses of humanity. This is unprecedented. And so this is why it is such an amazing opportunity. And we know that you will take advantage of it. We know that you want to go home. Believe me, even the Anunnaki, the reptilians, the hybrids, even they sometimes reflect and notice that they are not happy. There might be one overlord who all of the others report to, but those others at some point or another will want their freedom. And so this is what we count on, what we depend on. And we extend to them our hand and bring them into the light when they so ask it. It has been difficult to watch the fall of humanity and the fall of associated creatures. It is somewhat painful for us to witness as we know your true history, your true origins, and your true potential. So this is what I wanted to say tonight, and I send you all of my love, my blessings. Know that you can call on me and count on me, as I have taken a solemn vow to defend humankind from their predators, from those who would wish to oppress them. And so I bid you adieu. And now I am leaving the channel, and the channel is going to bring in the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother is the creator of all, the one whence we all come from, ultimately. This being is making a comeback, reappearing on your planet after a long time away. And so her presence will bring you light, upliftment, and connection. And so I say goodbye, and I let the channel bring in the Divine Mother, and she has a special message for you tonight. I must say, I am very thrilled to be with you tonight and happy beyond all expectations. My heart is weeping, but not with sorrow, with joy, because I have the opportunity and the blessing to speak with you, which is my divine wish and my great pleasure. Some of you are not familiar with my personage, myself, and so I will give you a brief history so that you can become more familiar with my essence and my presence. But first, let me say that I love you dearly, more than you can ever know. And I come tonight with many regards for your upliftment, your enlightenment, and your return home to the light-filled worlds that await you. In the beginning of time, of creation, according to your Big Bang theory, there was one point, there was one consciousness, one essence. And from that essence, all life, all matter, all creation came into being. Out of the God energy, the void, in the beginning, there was no mind, no entity, it just was. And then a soul, which is myself, came into being who had consciousness because she separated from all that is and thought. I am, and this was my reality. This is who I am. And from my soul, all the other souls came into being, known as the Elohim, I did have a firstborn son. You know him as Lucifer, who is stationed or was stationed above all of the angels in consciousness, but decided to separate, go his own way, and so fell to earth, or was stationed to earth. By me, there was a great separation, a great chasm of consciousness. Since that fall in the creative process, we have warred, been at war. We have been at odds. But 2,000 years ago, there was a reconciliation, and the first fragment of my firstborn came back into the light. And several other fragments have followed suit. Because of this occurrence, the great ascension is possible. Because of this occurrence, there is a bridge over what seemed an impossible situation. There is a divine plan to bring all humanity back to source, and all extraterrestrials, all reptilians, all insectoids, all forms of life that are feeling separation, all of the fallen angels, to bring them back into the fold of the mother, from whence they came. This is their home. When a soul is born, it goes through a birth canal, a process. Sometimes that process can be uncomfortable. When a soul goes back to the light, back to the higher realms of consciousness, it is not so uncomfortable. It is expansive, it is beautiful, it is an amazing experience, as I have undergone that experience myself. I have incarnated many thousands of times upon your planet, in many thousands of ways, with many thousands of experiences, to reach my children, to understand what they were experiencing. But I have not incarnated as the mother for many, many, many long years. The mother goddess, my personage, came down in ancient Lemuria, in the Pacific Ocean. There was a hologram. There was a installation, if you will, of a society of light that came from the highest realms of consciousness into your world as a prototype. And I came down with it, as it was a way for me to channel the energy from those realms unto Earth. Lemuria was an isolated civilization for the most part. Eventually, that bubble of light developed holes or punctures, and the energy from ancient Lemuria went all over the world. And there was, if you will, a destabilization as the Lemurians contacted and bred with other humans on your planet. It was a way for the light, for the higher energies to get more deeply embedded in the human form. So bottom line is that in those days I lived on your planet in ancient Lemuria in a bodily form. And I have been back many, many times since, but not as the Divine Mother. What does that mean? It means that I am coming back at this time so that anybody that has the will and the desire to go home, to be in their divine state, in that inspired, beautiful state of being, will have the opportunity to do so. Because you all carry my codes in your DNA. You all relate to me in your DNA genetically, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. You are part of me, I am part of you, and you can flick the switch within your body to go home. So I come through this channel at this time to let you know that we have officially expanded our consciousness enough to be firmly in the age of Aquarius, in the golden age, in the age that you'd never have to revert back to the density of the third dimension. It will be possible for you after this incarnation never to incarnate in the third dimension ever again, if that is what you choose. This is a divine plan. Many beings of light have worked on this plan with their input, their creative ideas, and their energy for many, many, many long years. And now it comes to fruition. We have turned the corner. We have gone out, gone forward, gone upward. The genie has been let out of the bottle. The cork on the champagne bottle has come off. And now the bubbles are fizzling up. And this is an exciting and amazing and unprecedented time to be on Mother Gaia. The Arcturians are here, the blue beings from the center of your galaxy, to help you in this process to get to the highest points of light that you can. The angels are here. The masters are here. There are many beings from all over your universe and other universes as well who have come to Earth at this time to observe or experience the shift, the great ascension. Now is your time to shine. Now is your time to expand. Now is your time to adjust to a new reality, to bring in unbridled love, unbridled light, unbridled creation. You all are creators, and you all have tremendous potential to create your realities. As you go into your light bodies further and further, you see that you manifest much more quickly. Your thoughts are becoming your reality. The guides are here to help you keep your thoughts pure, high, loving. We are here to help you embody your true selves. You all exist in many layers of reality. You are all great, purified, love, light beings. That essence is inside of you in the smallest kernel in your heart, your high heart, your sacred heart. This is your true essence. We want to see that essence that is encapsulated in your heart sprout and spread throughout your entire being. Your true crystalline nature. This is what is happening to you right now. Our guidance or our expression to you is this. Stay focused on your path. Your one goal should be to go home, to become enlightened, to be one with all that is. This is who you are. All of these other things, these other goals, are distractions in a way. Your work, your career, your family, yes, we're not saying they're not important, but your one goal is to go home. You have so many resources here now at this time to help you do this. So your intention should be the highest. Do not cut yourselves short. Do not diminish who you are. Go back to your true personage, your true selves. Expand yourselves in the light. Reach up. Put your hearts up. And if you feel like you might falter or it feels unfamiliar, ask your guides to pull you up. We will. You must have intention in this reality. You must have the intention of what you choose to create, what you choose to manifest, what you wish to bring in your reality. And if you do that with your mind and your heart, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. You are examples to the rest of humanity who is still locked in the third dimensional prison of their minds. Literally, you will be a shining example and light to them that they can reach out to, connect with. You are here for a reason, and you have done exceptionally well through all types of struggles, stress, and suffering. We see this, and we applaud you for your sticking to your soul plan. And so we ask that you partake of this and bring this reality into your vessel so that you can experience what you came here to experience. without fear or judgment. So, without further ado, we will do this light exercise, and we will bring the energy into your body that will make this trip much more pleasant. So I ask you to focus on that flame inside your heart. Breathe in words and out. And now I ask you to turn your hearts up to God and just bask in that energy. And when you feel ready, come back to center. And now I ask that you open your divine channel. You are fully protected. Opening up your chakra systems, your crown, your throat, your third eye. Opening your heart, solar plexus, navel, and root chakra. Opening them up completely. And sending a grounding cord to your mother, Mother Earth, who supports you in your journey and your experiences. We ask that you bring the energy of Mother Gaia into your heart, pulling it up from her heart, the crystal core of the earth. Bring that energy in, which will ground you, cleanse you, and support you in this process. This is your foundation. And now we ask that you bring in the energy of God, Source, through your crown chakra into your heart. And as that energy mixes from Mother Earth and Source, we ask that you see an infinity symbol over your heart, running energy inside of your heart. And as you imagine this infinity symbol, it tunes you to our energy. So just sit with this and let heaven and earth mix within your being. I ask that you bring in your divine guides, your angels, any guides that you know and trust, you can call in by name. I call in the angels and the saints, in the masters of the East within my heart at this time through this channel. And now I ask that you focus on this infinity symbol within your heart, and I ask that you expand it and see that infinity symbol running from the root chakra all the way up to the third eye, through the core of your being. So what we are doing is we are attuning your chakra system to infinity, to the internal presence, the eternal light, which is what you are. And just run that energy through your core. It is being fed by Mother Earth and by Mother Divine as you focus on this meditation. We ask you to push this infinity symbol outside of your body, into your aura, close to your body, in your etheric body, and run that infinity symbol over your entire being. It crosses within the recesses of your heart. And so you are being tuned again to the infinite presence of the Creator. And now we ask that you send that energy out, that infinite essential presence of who you are. And we ask that you push it out from your aura and have the intention of connecting yourselves energetically to the Christ consciousness grid. At this time, the Arcturians come into your body and they unplug you from the third dimensional grid. They unplug you from the matrix that exists here. Let them in to process this in your bodies. And now the Arcturians and the angels take your infinite presence, your infinite essential being, and they hook you or adjust you or connect you more fully to the Christ consciousness grid that exists just beyond this dimension. And let them do their work. They're hooking you up so you can ascend more gracefully outside of this reality. Just let them do their work, knowing that you're fully loved and protected as we make these adjustments within your etheric and spiritual bodies. And now we remain silent as the Arcturians finish their work within your being. You are being lifted higher and higher. You may feel lightheaded, and this is perfectly normal. And now the Arcturians take light strands of your being. They work on your genetic material in the etheric realms, and they more succinctly and concretely connect you back to the divine realms from whence you came. Push out that infinity symbol as far as it will go. As far as you feel comfortable until you come to the wall of fear. And then push it a little bit more. And finally, I bring in your divine I am presence, or your soul signature, or the melody that commenced the moment your soul was born. We bring this into your being. And you should feel joyful and happy. And we ask that this soul signature be sent out in waves of light to the rest of creation, a reflection of yourselves. We send you love, we send you guidance, we send you blessings, abundance, happiness, and truth. And now we ask that you come back into your bodies, into your heart chakra. You have been shifted. Do not doubt this. We ask that you breathe in deeply, in and out. Bring your energy back into your bodies. The energy that you have sent out has sent signals to the rest of creation, and they respond and acknowledge your presence. We ask that you bring your cord from creation, the creative source, into your being through your crown chakra, into your heart. Bring up the cord from Mother Gaia, through the root chakra, navel, solar plexus, into your heart. We ask that you give blessings, that you are divinely inspired, guided, and loved. You can call on me, the Divine Mother, or any of the angels at any time. We will assist you any way that we can, as we love you and always have and always will. And so we say goodbye for now. Keep your heads high. Keep your heart light. Know that you are on your way, and we will all be home together soon. Amen. Oh, so I'm back in my body. This is Donna Carol. I want to thank you for coming and being here. It was my pleasure to channel tonight, and I wish you well.